Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and this time it is my next head-to-head video. This time it's the Noctua NH-D15 G2 LBC versus the Thermalright Phantom Spirit 120 EVO. Which one is truly the king of CPU coolers? Okay then, so when it comes to the overall benchmarking, using my normal run of tests, Cinebench R23, Blender Pavilion, Blender Classroom, and 3D Mark CP test. Now, I've done two different types of tests with two different types of systems. Now, I'm using my AM5 system, which is my main system here at WELSHYTECH for mainly editing, photo editing, stuff like that, which of course is on AM5. It is a Ryzen 9 7900, and for the testing, PBO was also enabled. Now for AM4, it's my normal test rig, which is a 5900X with PBO enabled. So what we'll do first of all is start with the Noctua D15 NH-D15 G2 LBC. This will be for AM4 specifically first. So 5900X PBO. Cinebench R23 idles 27 with a max of 83. Blender Pavilion idles 27 with a max of 81. Blender Classroom idles 27 with a max of 80. And 3D Mark CP test idles 27 with a max of 72 Celsius. Okay then, so for Thermalright. So for the 5900X, for the Phantom Spirit 120 EVO, Cinebench R23 idles 32 with a max of 84. Blender Pavilion idles 32 with a max of 81. Blender Classroom idles 32 with a max of 83. And 3D Mark CP test idles 32 with a max of 73 Celsius. Now that's for AM4 specifically. Now we will go to AM5. Now for the Phantom Spirit 120 EVO AM5, Cinebench R23 idles 34 with a max of 89. Blender Pavilion idles 34 with a max of 87. Blender Classroom idles 34 with a max of 85. 3D Mark CP test idles 34 with a max of 72 Celsius. And then for the NH-D15 G2 for AM5, Cinebench are 23, idles 34 with a max of 89. Blender Pavilion, idles 34 with a max of 89. Blender Classroom, idles 34 with a max of 88. And 3D Mark Supertest, idles 34 Celsius with a max of 75 Celsius. So right, guys, what do you think? Now, the overall differences part, there's actually a lot. Now, for one, that this comes with offset mounting for AM4 as well as AM5. Also, this has 140 fans. Both of the G2 fans are 140s. Also, this is actually larger. If you watch through the overall differences part, you can see a side-by-side comparison. This is a lot larger. It's bigger. The overall cold plate is overly larger. This has an extra heat pipe. The G2 does. Extra heat pipe, which is insane. So, this is a £130 air cooler. The most expensive one on the market. And this one is £40 on Amazon. This is from Thermalright. This isn't even the Pilas Assassin 140. This is the Phantom Spirit 120 EVO. This has 120 fans. This has 7 heat pipes. And the mounting is exactly the same as the previous Phantom Spirits. Which, if you really do think about it, it's insane. It's boggling that how a brand can charge so much for a cooler. Well, I'll tell you why. For one, Noctua is known for their overall technical support. Also, if you do have a Noctua product and a new socket comes out, they do provide you with free new up-to-date mounting mechanisms. Now, I will say that, and also their quality of product is definitely more there. I will say that the G2, in terms of like the overall packaging and stuff like that, it's definitely more of a premium product. Like Noctua is known to be like one of the top or the top when it comes to premium CPU coolers. The only one I'd say really that rivals them with that one would be Be Quiet, because they do some fantastic coolers which are also a lot lower in price. Now, the problem is trying to recommend the G2 is because it's so expensive. It is out of reach of most people. They're not willing to spend £120 or £130 for an air cooler. Whereas the Phantom Spirit is £40 on Amazon. And the more they bring out newer updated versions, this is where the price starts going down. And honestly, this is on par when it comes to thermal output, which is boggling because this is overall bigger with one extra heat pipe and the overall cold plate is even bigger. Yeah, it's weird. Now, whether you decide to buy the either, I will leave links for both down below because I genuinely think both of them are fantastic coolers. I've had the privilege of using both in my personal system. And yes, when it comes to the overall noise, unfortunately, Thermalright will lose again on that one. Because this one is awfully loud at 100%. This one is actually quiet. So there's obviously upsides and downsides, but whether you disagree with me or not, that's up to you. If you do, leave me a comment down below and let's discuss it in the most civilized manner. But yeah, look, I wanted to do this. I did put a poll up. A lot of you wanted to see this, and to be honest, I was even surprised how well this performed against that, because this is a quarter or almost a quarter of the price. So, if you want to buy either one, links will be down in the description below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe because I have got so much stuff coming. Like I said in my previous video, I might as well be a warehouse at this point. So, yeah. And as always, I do appreciate you guys watching the videos, giving me a thumbs up, commenting. The more interaction you do with me, the better. But just remember that I will always reply to a comment if you ask me a question for help. That's just the way I am. And as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend as well as the week ahead of you. This is Rich for WELSHYTECH. Goodbye.